Hi Scorpio, I hope you're all doing well. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Maybe taking a chance with something. I'm hearing formula. I'm looking at the Magician and also the King of Wands. I'm hearing taking, advancement. I don't know what that means, but that's coming through. It looks like you've been quite productive. It looks like you're getting a lot done, keeping goals in mind, keeping dreams in mind. For some of you, you could be working on something. I wonder if this is something creative. Very fitting. So, Pluto Scorpio energy is very much about the psyche space. There's a big focus on that. And to see the psyche space popping up, the subconscious space, what it looks like to me is that you are making moves to gain control over something that would remain hidden unless you sought it out. And I'm seeing this be something within you. I'm hearing this is going to change the color of the world. Intriguing, Scorpio. Mentally, emotionally, for some of you specifically, I'm getting mood. There could have been something that was like wavering or a bit out of balance. But it looks like you are balancing the scales again. I'm seeing a lot that you're doing deliberately here. And it feels in a way like maybe these are things that pass other people by that they're not concerned with. But I'm seeing you be like very interested in something having to do with you, having to do with your process, how you're thinking, how that takes shape, how that takes form. Even like your subconscious thoughts, subconscious motivations. There could have even been something where like you felt like you were tipping one way or the other. And even though like there may not have been something blatantly where you were like, whoa, things are getting out of control or really out of balance, it's almost like something subtle that you notice. And I'm like seeing you kind of steer the ship back to go where it's meant to be going. Looking at Scorpio, I'm looking at Mercury, I'm looking at Pisces. I'm hearing the word electric with the sun and the moon. something was revealed to you that you needed to see. Whether this be something that was manifesting internally, or it is something that you witnessed in somebody that was around you. I'm seeing like something that could have been hidden. It's like more of a shadow space, but now it's coming to light. It's kind of like I'm seeing somebody like sneaking around in the dark, and then there's like a flashlight, a spotlight put on this person. And these can be shadow traits of you. It can be of a person that you've been interacting with. If it's you, I'm seeing this be important because unless you were making a deliberate effort to understand this part of you, this is something that would very easily just be subconscious, and it would be something that's like directing your movements and your choices, like kind of unbeknownst to you. And I'm seeing you be like, you know what, I want to be in control here. I don't want to be programmed. I want to write my own storyline. So whether this was something about yourself that you needed to see, or it was about someone else, I'm seeing like the reveal be important here. And I'm seeing it even give you an opportunity. It even feels like you caught something as it was taking place. This is a perfect opportunity for you to come through and like say what it is, to set boundaries, to do what needs to be done. This can even be, I say this with a smile because there is absolutely no judgment. All of us have a shadow. All of us have ego work to do. It's not just Scorpio going through this. This is for anybody watching. Because we all have Scorpio somewhere in our chart. And who's to say that that's even what's being highlighted here? I'm looking at Mercury and the Sun and the Moon. You may have realized like something self-sabotage wise that you were doing, that you came to understand, that you came to witness. And I'm seeing you be like, I need to do something about this, even correct it. But you may be a little bit hesitant to do this. Like part of you may be like, this is going to be really hard. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Maybe I just like have a weakness for this. In a sense, I do feel like you know that you are capable of gaining the control within this situation. However, I think that it's going to be like something that's hard, and there's a sense of like even recognizing that. I do want to say that I think there's going to be potentially another storyline that's coming from this spread. So just bear with me. Part of you may feel a little bit helpless, but I'm seeing you getting something done here. Like, maybe you were having a hard time believing in yourself that you could do something. Or maybe you were having a hard time finding the motivation. Because it is hard to, like, correct and edit things and bring awareness to them. shadow work, healing, growth. It's not fun. It's breaking familiar patterns that we feel very comfortable with, like things that we've even grown up doing, things that have been modeled for us and for generations and generations. So this is like a lot of karmic baggage that you're moving through right now. But I'm seeing that it looks like you're done with this cycle. I'm hearing repetitive. I'm seeing you be like, I don't want to have to go through this again. And I'm seeing like something that you're leaning on, that you are like putting your trust and your faith in. And I'm seeing that brings you a sense of clarity. So these can be conversations you're having with your guides, with your higher self, with spirit, with your ancestors, with relatives, friends, whoever it is. There's like a sense of like a belief system here, potentially even like a community that you lean on. And I'm seeing you like have something that you can rely on here. For some of you, like this is like your spirituality, it's your faith. But it's something that connects everything, and it's bigger than just like you as an individual. And I'm seeing that like really provide you with solace here, and for sure have a grounding effect on you. It gives you perspective more than anything. What I find particularly interesting right now that's sticking out to me about the reading is that whatever this shadow behavior is, it's not specified. And it's not specified because it's not the point. It doesn't matter like what the thing is. What matters is that you're recognizing that something is not in alignment with you. And you don't want to carry on doing that anymore. You don't want to participate in that anymore. So it's really not about like what that thing is that you figured out. I mean, it's important to everybody in their individual process, but as far as like judging and valuing and all of that, that's not what it's about. It's about recognizing something that you want to change, and that's that, without the judgment, without the shame, without all of that. And that's really what helps us move through and make the changes, because we are ready, open, and willing to be vulnerable and honest with ourselves. And I'm seeing a cycle that's no longer going to be repeating for you. This is like such a like energetically clean reading with like all of the closure. Like this seems very clean, clear cut. But it's something big. It's something profound for you that you're moving through. Yeah, I'm even seeing you recognize like you taking responsibility for something that before, like if you were not willing to see that, like you would not have realized, because like you weren't even admitting maybe that it was happening or recognizing that it was happening. This is something that you may not have realized, that like you were the one manifesting this into your life. And that statement is by no means to point fingers. It's more so just like a realization that's happening. And as I said before, this can apply to anyone. So yeah, I'm seeing you be like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to keep manifesting that behavior. Because I'm seeing like cycles and cycles and cycles. So whatever this is for you, I'm seeing you end it. And I'm seeing you like really gain a sense of autonomy that you wouldn't have had unless you looked into this, unless you were willing to. So this like really speaks a lot on like your character and your endurance and how committed you are to like your self-awareness and your growth, Scorpio. And I'm seeing you like there's a sense of feeling really proud because you've taken control of a situation where like maybe you really were not feeling that before. There was a sense of like maybe even feeling helpless. And as soon as you're like, you know what, I'm in charge of this, I get to decide whether I keep doing this or not. And yeah, this is going to be hard because I'm going to have to admit this, but I don't want to keep doing this anymore. I'm here rolling. I'm seeing this be like a really big boost to you and your self esteem and like you feeling capable in general. And also you even feeling a sense of support by like whatever this is again that you're putting your belief in because it did not fail you, because this is something that like I'm looking at the Hierophant, so I'm seeing it as like your spirituality or some sort of support group or something that you have where there's a sense of like community, even if it's just you and your spirit guides and spirit, whatever it is for you. Because you have this, there's something even that you're tapping into that gives you strength that like before, when maybe you didn't believe in a sense of meaning, maybe this was something that you wouldn't have been able to access because you weren't open to it. But I'm seeing something that you trust. I'm seeing something again that you put your faith and belief in. I'm hearing even if it's something that you can't see. But you understand it. For some of you, this is also something that's going on privately for you that like you're not really telling other people about. I'm seeing something even happening behind the scenes with the moon here. I'm seeing you like really tightening up with something. I don't know if these are just like boundaries that you're giving to yourself or just like holding yourself to a particular standard. There's something here about like integrity and truth and things like that. But again, I'm not seeing this be like in a boastful way. I'm seeing this be something that it's like kind of private what you're doing here. So, Scorpio, if this has been somebody in your life that you've been dealing with, they were somebody that was deceptive, and because of this sense of this person not wanting to be seen, not wanting to be known, there's something here that you're not getting with this person. And I'm just seeing somebody that's very much living in their own world, doing things by their own rules, and it seems like they may be like really impacting you negatively. To see the Magician and also the Seven of Swords, this seems like somebody that may have a knack for being dishonest with you, to have Mercury and the Seven of Swords together. And I'm seeing you just be over something, and I'm seeing it come to an end. It's like maybe you gave I'm hearing double cross. Maybe you gave this person chances and you were like, if I catch you lying again, or you're being sneaky or shady or whatever it is, I'm putting my foot down and I'm not doing this with you. Because again, I'm seeing something that you've been through definitely more than once. And I'm seeing you actually follow through with this thing that you did. knowing that you need to, otherwise it's going to continue repeating and you're going to be enabling someone. And then there's really no one to be a type of way at except yourself, because you'd be allowing this person to just do whatever because you're not like setting boundaries with them. So I'm seeing you put your foot down, and I'm seeing you really take control, take the lead on this situation. There's something here about like your morals and your beliefs, and maybe somebody was crossing that in some way. I'm getting a really interesting reference right now. I'm getting somebody this is just like an example as far as I'm aware. Maybe some of you guys will relate to this. I'm getting something about like a person having a particular diet, like say someone is like vegan or vegetarian, and there's like a rule about something about cross-contamination. I'm getting there was something going on with the diet, something going on with food. This can also like relate to spiritual beliefs too. Like maybe one person is very particular about their diet and did not want to ingest certain things, and I'm seeing someone that has not been mindful of that. I'm even getting some, again, cross-contamination, like mixing food, like something like that. So somebody is like, I deliberately am telling you right here, right now, like, I don't eat this. I don't want this mixed in my food, whatever it is. This is such an interesting example. But this is what's coming through. So I'm just relaying the information. And then I'm seeing someone like not care. It's even like, don't use that pan when you cook meat, because I only cook like vegan stuff in it. And then it's like when you're not home, this person is cooking their meat in like the one pan that you told them not to use because like meat doesn't go in there. It's something like this. Or it's like they're preparing food for you and they put it like all in the same container. And yeah, that's not going to resonate with everybody. But that is coming through. And it just seems like something with like courtesy and things just adding up when it came to you and this person. Doing things behind your back. But let's not focus too much on that. Let's keep going. So I'm seeing you put your foot down. I'm seeing you feel good about that. There's a sense of even feeling a bit relieved. Maybe even that you finally did something, like finally got to the point where you were like, I have to take action here. I have to take action now. I don't want this to continue anymore. And I get to decide like whether or not I'm going to continue participating in this. And for some of you, I'm hearing stringing you along. Maybe somebody was stringing you along. It looks like something may not have been spoken on or something may not have been said. Something may not have been said. I don't know why this wasn't brought up, but I'm getting the vibe of this like happening behind the scenes too. you may have learned something or gained awareness of something, seen something that you needed to see, like even the truth about something, but I'm not seeing you having spoken on it. And even though the High Priestess is not here, I'm kind of getting a High Priestess vibe where it's like you knew something and maybe you didn't feel like you needed to stick it to the man, but it was what you needed to know to make a decision. And so you're like, this person doesn't want to be held accountable. I'm not even going to confront them about it. I'm just going to tell them we're not doing this anymore. So I'm seeing it really be like that. Really be like that. Because you knew that, like, you weren't being treated fairly. Your standards were not being met. What you were giving to this person, you were absolutely not seeing that returned. And it was something that when we have a connection with somebody, no matter how they're acting, it can be very difficult to break away from them because we care for them. Interesting with the light. I see that as being serendipitous. The timing of when the light went out may be significant. So yeah, I'm seeing you be in a place where you knew that you weren't being treated the way you wanted to be treated ultimately. And even though I'm hearing confession, even though I'm seeing it be difficult for you to move away, to move on, I am feeling the sense of like moving away, whether this be like energetically, physically, whatever it is that's happening, mentally. I'm seeing something that, like, it was not easy to do, but I'm seeing you do it anyway for yourself. I'm looking at Mercury, Pisces, the Sun, Taurus. I'm going to get a couple more and see what else. I'm hearing this was something that you can't/couldn't respond to. I'm hearing, what's it going to be? When it comes to what you want, I'm seeing you still sorting something out. Seeing it be like a pool of all of your emotions, and you're kind of like wading in and swimming through this, trying to figure out what's all there. I'm hearing, what are you looking for? And the Hanged Man came out in reverse, the Enlightened Hangman. Because you're giving yourself the time that you need to process as you're moving through the emotional experience that you're having, and you're holding space for yourself, I'm seeing you get somewhere with this. I'm seeing you understand something. I'm seeing you realize something. That maybe you hadn't been ready to see before. It's about you. It's about a connection. You and this person over here. So there's something now that you understand about you and this person, about what's really going on. I'm also hearing about what you needed to see. I'm looking at the King of Pentacles. I'm seeing a chapter that you are completing with the world here. And I'm seeing that this was something that has very much encouraged you to think about your pursuit of happiness. I'm hearing to put that on the menu. Maybe to like make it relevant again. Maybe it was something that you weren't prioritizing before. Hi. Hi. I love you. The meowing is for anybody new, it is my cat. I'm seeing something is still not a particularly easy situation to move through. I'm seeing there like be some, I'm hearing unresolved. It seems like you may still be figuring out how you are feeling, because you may have mixed emotions about someone, it looks like. And I'm seeing there be like some pain that you're feeling because of this experience emotionally that you've gone through with this person. I'm seeing there be a focus on the King of Pentacles here. So you're like, I don't know all of what I'm feeling because I'm feeling a lot of things. But like one thing that I do recognize I'm feeling is this. I'm hearing take it easy. Tell me why I'm getting a SpongeBob reference. I don't really, I like have never like really watched SpongeBob, but I'm hearing the song that Sandy sings. Like in the 3 episodes of SpongeBob that I know, there is one where Sandy's singing and she's saying that she wants to go home. This is what's coming through right now. So is the song about her being homesick? This is what I'm surmising. I'm hearing something about a focus on family with the Page of Coins and the Ten of Cups. I'm hearing troubleshooting. I'm seeing someone be like, I'm really feeling like this right now, and I want to go tell them how I'm feeling. It's somebody that's like, you hurt me, and I want to tell you that you hurt me. And I'm seeing them stop from doing that. Potentially stop themselves from doing that. Because I'm seeing them be met with the Hermit. So it's like, I'm hearing, erase the text message. I'm hearing maybe it's something you'll journal about instead. Maybe this was something that you were going to communicate about. Remember, energies can be reversed too. It's like maybe somebody was going to talk about how they were feeling hurt in a situation. And I'm seeing them even get up and like be ready to go deliver this message. And then they're like, hold on a second, I need to think about this. I'm hearing rewrite, edit. It's like now they don't want to come through as the Knight of Cups. They want to come through as the Knight of Pentacles. It's like maybe they thought that something was too emotional. I'm hearing keep it together. I'm hearing get it together. I'm hearing Iron Man. Yeah, it looks like somebody feels alone and they can't express their emotions in the way that they want to, but I'm also kind of seeing this person like, it looks like they self-isolate. Maybe this is just like the way that they process through their emotions. It's like they like to maybe lick their wounds in private. Let's take a deeper look at this. It looks like there's been an overall lesson in understanding, even about the depth of the emotional experience and what messages that carries. Like what the purpose is of all of those things that you're feeling. And I'm seeing the more perspective you gain, the more it helps you understand and reflect. So it's like the more you want to know, the more you open yourself up. And I'm seeing this specifically be related to the Neptune energy, which can be absolutely astonishingly absorbent when it comes to energies. So it looks like this is something that like you are even doing with your emotional process to understand it. So maybe like instead of holding space for other people, you're really making an effort to hold space for yourself, like making that a priority so you can understand what's going on. Because I'm seeing this be something important. It's like this part of yourself that you want to know more about and that you're learning more about and that you're coming to understand and gain more awareness and perspective of. I'm getting a little inkling for some of you, this is the person that you've been dealing with. Not that part of this you can't relate to, and like some of you, this is your story, but for others of you, this is the person that you've been like having whatever thing it is that you've been having with them. And I'm seeing somebody reflecting and being like, we were the Two of Cups together, like things were happy, I felt a sense of fulfillment. Like more than anything, I'm seeing somebody fathom the connection that they have with another person and like what that does to them emotionally, like how connected that allows this person to feel. And it looks like this person feels lonely, like it looks like you're in some sort of separation with this person. Yeah, it looks like somebody's sad and they regret things. Scorpio, you be all up in your feels today. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody, I'm hearing the word mosey. Seeing somebody just look kind of down, like a little bit lower energy. Maybe even about, I'm hearing something about the way that the cookie crumbles. So yeah, this is the mind space that either you are in or this person is in. I'm not seeing anybody making any moves. I'm seeing somebody that wanted to make a move instinctively and then like caught themselves, stopped themselves, and was like, I need to rethink this. But as I said before, It seems like this person like may cut themselves off in a way, or like even ostracize themselves. And like, I don't know if you would want to like hear what's going on with them emotionally. Like, I don't know what your status is right now with this person. And maybe that's also like part of the thing too. Like, maybe that's why they're not being so forthcoming. But yeah, I'm seeing somebody have like a knee-jerk reaction to like message you or tell you how they're feeling. And however, like, also I will say this too, because as much as it's like great to like communicate like what we're feeling and stuff, you also want to make sure that like everyone is making sure like before we share, to make sure that we're not dumping on other people. We're asking like if somebody's ready to hear what we have to say, like if they can hold space for us, all of that. Because this may be somebody that like particularly just harps on like the difficult things that they go through, like maybe even sometimes in a way where like they really, I'm hearing epitomize, like maybe they really are, there's something about the archetype of like the wounded child with them. Like maybe they didn't get validation when they were younger, from their parents. Not an excuse, it's an explanation. But I'm getting that too. So it's like because they weren't validated, it's like that's the way that they know how to connect, because they were like seeking that type of connection to be validated for the things that hurt them. So even though like this seems like somebody that's an adult now, like the way that they process and understand how to connect with somebody, especially when it's like they're feeling all of these things, it's like the thing that they pick out to tell you that they're feeling is always going to be like the pain and the hurt. And this can even be something subconscious that they do. And it's something that like kind of reinforces the victim mentality. Interesting that we're going there. I'm looking at Neptune, which is Pisces energy. I'm hearing category, categorical. I'm looking at Saturn, which is Capricorn, and I'm looking at Virgo. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.